got some spillage here. No, a different spot. There we go. What's going on, guys? This is kind of falling off here. Stay up. Like this big old pile of dirt. I know that you guys are probably a little bit confused. My entire file got corrupted. I need to get this Hero 9 replaced. This is why I never upgraded from the Hero 5. It worked perfectly all the time. Great battery life. I shouldn't have upgraded. I kept putting off upgrading because I was completely happy with the Hero 5. I don't know, I may just have a defective Hero 9, but it does this weird thing where, like, it'll record and it'll say it's recording, and then I'll go to stop the recording and it just won't write the file and it'll fail, and then I lose the entire ride that I just had. It's very, very, very nice, very convenient. So I figured I'd take the opportunity to switch bikes to my other leader bike in this video where we talk about why leader bikes are overrated. But you know what's not overrated? Sticking up with your health, guys. That's not overrated.
I know I may look like a spring chicken, but believe it or not, I did turn 31 this year. And reality is, for a lot of guys, once they turn 30, they start feeling that age coming on. They start feeling more fatigued, both physically and mentally. They stop making the same gains that they used to be making in the gym. Maybe they're not so robust in the bedroom, if you get what I'm saying. And while I haven't experienced those things quite yet, I've always been super health conscious. I mean, you guys see this rack in the background in videos. So I'm happy to say today's video is sponsored by Hone Health. I know talking about testosterone and things like that is a little bit taboo, but that's just the reality as we get older. Maybe you're not feeling as good as you used to or as good as you want to be feeling, so it's important to make sure that your body is still staying optimized as you get older. Hone Health helps you guys out there recognize any hormone deficiencies you might have and helps restore your hormone health and your confidence. What they'll do is send out their home assessment test so you guys don't have to deal with making an appointment with a local physician, leaving your house, dealing with the hassle and additional cost of working with a local doctor. After doing the test, you can meet virtually with real doctors and, if necessary, talk about real FDA approved treatments to help get your health back on track. Now, I'm no medical expert, but Hone Health is. Our bodies change over time, become less efficient, and it's important to keep up with our health. I know us guys never really want to get outside help, but the reality of the situation is 40% of men experience hormone imbalance in their 30s. And I don't want y'all falling behind because you're too stubborn to get a second opinion. Optimizing your hormones can help stabilize your mood, improve your focus, help increase your muscle mass, among a lot of other benefits. And I just did their home assessment test this week, and I'll follow up with you guys once I get the results back. But if you want to join me on this hormone optimizing journey, you guys can click the link down in the description and get 25% off and free shipping on their home assessment test. Just go to honehealth.com/motonosity and get started today. Now let's get back to some manly motorcycle riding.
You know what? I'm not gonna sit here and wait. I'm not about this life today. I hate when they have to do that. Like, it's one lane both ways, and so they have to do the stupid, oh, let's stop for 5 minutes while we let the other side go. I know it's the only option, but it's still inconvenient. Ooh, you're dripping something out of the back of your butt. Leader bikes, guys, they're overrated, and we're gonna talk about it today. I do have 2 leader bikes. I own 2 of them. 2020 Yamaha R1 and a 2020 BMW S1000RR. And I've owned a 2009 Yamaha R1. I owned a leader bike, then decided to get another leader bike. Actually, what I did was I went back to a 600, and then I went back to a leader bike, and then I bought another leader bike. I do love leader bikes. I'm a leader bike fanboy. Is that a thing? But I also acknowledge the fact that leader bikes are a little bit overrated, guys. I know for myself, back when I got started riding, and for a lot of you guys that are just getting started or looking forward to riding, you put these leader bikes, especially all these awesome ones that are out today, like the H2, the V4, the S1000. These are like the hero bikes, and like rightfully so. They are incredible machines that are very fast. They're outstanding bikes. When I say overrated, that does not mean that they don't live up to to what they strive to be, because they really do. I really think that this S1000 is the most impressive motorcycle that I have ever ridden. When we put these bikes up on a pedestal, we see them as the pinnacle of motorcycle riding, and in a lot of ways they are. They may be the pinnacle of motorcycles, at least for sport bikes. And a lot of people, when they haven't ridden a motorcycle before, really the main bikes they know about are like Harley and sport bikes. And so you look up to these awesome bikes that manufacturers put out, and you're like, man, one day I'm gonna be owning one of those bikes. I'm gonna be riding the best motorcycles that are being produced. And so you get blinded by that a little bit. And after riding for 10 years now and having ridden a bunch of different bikes, a bunch of different types of bikes with varying power levels from different manufacturers, I've come to acknowledge the fact that a lot of the time these are not the most fun bikes to ride. And I'd say for most people, most of the time, you would get more enjoyment out of owning something else. I started out on a Suzuki SV650S. It's like a kind of naked sport bike. It was a 2005, so it looked a little bit different than the ones that they're producing now. Which way should I go? Let's go this way. I don't know what goes this way. Squirrely there. Oh my goodness. Okay, this bike is freaking fast, y'all. I am gonna put up this against the R1 soon, now that the R1 is flashed, but man, I just don't think it's gonna be able to match this bike. This thing is bonkers. Here I am having so much fun on my leader bike, talking about how you're actually gonna have more fun on other bikes. Started out in the SV650S, then I bought a 2009 R6, then I bought a 2009 R1, then I bought a 2011 WR250X, then I bought a 2015 CRF 450R that I did my supermoto build on, and then somewhere in there I bought my Honda Ruckus. I did the build on that with the engine swap. I sold the WR. I bought a 2017 R6. I sold the 2009 R1. I did a build on an R3. Bought an MT-09. Bought the S1000. I bought my R1. I've owned a lot of bikes, and I can tell you, the most fun days that I have had on a motorcycle have not been on my leader bikes. I've had some really freaking awesome moments, but when I look at my top 3, top 5 days that I've had on my motorcycles, they're on the other bikes that I've had. Hey, guess what happened? My GoPro didn't write the file. That's never happened before. I need to get this thing replaced ASAP. Oh, snap! It's one of the new Acura NSXs. I haven't seen one in person. I like that orange, too. Oh, that's a super old guy. I like your Jeep, sir. It looks clean. Very nice. But yeah, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love leader bikes. Even for street riding. A lot of people like to say it's too much power for the street. I'm not one of those people. I think it's too much power for beginners. I think it's too much power for people that are irresponsible. But I don't think it's too much power for the street. I think these bikes, just how they make their power and how it feels cruising on one of these things, I think for a lot of people it's really the best option. I commuted to work back when I worked a real job on my 2009 R1. It was great. I love riding leader bikes on the highway. It's like they eat up miles. They're heavier than a 600, so it just feels good. Where you are in the power band when you're just cruising on the highway is awesome. And of course you can get your incredible speed runs in the blink of an eye. They're really nice bikes to just take a cruise on if you enjoy sport bikes. But I think one of the benefits these days is that the naked bike market has just gotten so popular, and I think it's taken some of that thunder, some of that hype around sport bikes in general, not just leader bikes but 600s as well. And so a lot more people are buying that style of bike early on, or even as a first bike, and I think that's a really good thing, because I think I think it's a better fit for a beginner rider. If you're gonna get a bike with more power, I'd rather you have a naked bike than a 600. In some ways they are a little bit more rowdy at times. If you're getting something like an MT-07, you can handle that. You can. But on top of just being a better bike for a beginner to handle, they're more fun bikes in general, just on a daily basis. They're lighter, they're more nimble, they're just really enjoyable to ride. Maybe the most fun bike that I've ever ridden is my not mine, but the Triumph Street Triple RS, that motivation build. I'll put a link down in the description to that video that I made, but that bike was, oh my god, it was just like, I was smiling the entire time. That bike was so much fun to ride. Like, whether it be on the highway, whether it be around the city, he just had me smiling from ear to ear the whole entire time. And then we had the supermoto scene, and that was, really good. I think that took away some of the thunder from sport bikes. And then of course the Grom scene. So you not only have a bike that's incredibly good for beginners, because it's, just low powered, it's cheap, stupid fun. Like, literally, the fun is stupid on that thing. We have people with their, Grom squads in different cities around the country. That's really awesome. The bike that you're gonna have the most fun on has a lot to do with the people that you're gonna be riding with. If all your friends have sport bikes, then, maybe you're not gonna have as much fun on a Grom. But if you're starting out, you don't have a lot of people to ride with or something like that, I really think, like, on your own, you're gonna have more fun on a different type of bike. Heck, I've had, like, my Ruckus. I haven't laughed on a bike more than I have on my Ruckus. Even in bone stock shape. In fact, in bone stock shape, when it was not quick, that thing was an absolute hilarious blast to ride. Like, I would really like to have a bone stock Ruckus just because it's so much fun. And if you live in an area where it makes sense for you to ride a Ruckus or a Grom, where you don't have to go fast, strongly consider it, especially buy used. I always recommend buy used, unless, like, you have an overwhelming need to buy new. The prices on sport bikes, 600s and liter bikes, just keep on going up and up and up and up. And I think that's one of the reasons that people have kind of turned towards naked bikes and Groms and things like that, because they're so much cheaper. Naked bike prices are what 600 prices used to be. And so now if you're in that same kind of budget, those are the bikes that you're looking at. And, so it's kind of created the market for that reason. Beyond just being, cool, fun bikes, people started thinking, I can't really afford the prices of sport bikes these days. This is the kind of bike that I got to go for. And then they end up having more fun on that bike. If I could only own one bike, it would not be a liter bike. It wouldn't. Like, in just more situations, I would have more fun on a different bike. And it would probably be a naked bike. They're fast. They're nimble, they're really fun. So although they're not the best highway bikes, for me and the type of riding that I do, I'm not really, eating up miles. Like, they can do highway. What are you guys all doing? Just freaking cutting across lanes all over the place. If I lived in the city, like I was living in a downtown condo or something like that, I'd probably go for like a Grom or a Ruckus, no joke. And so when I say that liter bikes are overrated, I just think that people put them up and think of them as like the peak and the goal for what bikes they eventually want to ride. And my whole goal is for people to enjoy riding and stay riding. And so I think the best thing that you can do for yourself is to just experience more bikes. When you keep an open mind, and when you're going to look at bikes, get on it as many bikes as you can. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think liter bikes are overrated? What do you think are the most fun bikes to ride? If you've been riding for a long time, you've ridden a bunch of bikes, tell me which bike has been the most fun bike to own for you. If you want to get any of my merch, you can get it at Motonosity.com. You guys have been awesome. I've been Motonosity. Remember, life's better with horsepower. Keep life live. And I'll see you guys in the next one.